It's time for your primetime forecast from Dr. Don's weather page in the Shepherd's Weather Center. Now, here's Dr. Don.
Oh, that $64 million question this afternoon. Dr. Don, how much is it going to rain? Will there be any severe weather across East Alabama or West Georgia? Is it going to be a hurricane? Is this going to be like Hurricane Opal? I have the answers to all of those questions and a whole lot more on the way with your Saturday, October 10, 2020 primetime forecast on Dr. Don's weather page from the Shepherd's Weather Center. Don't forget to head on over to paypal.me/Dr. Don WX to help us out. We certainly do appreciate it. All right, folks, so here's the latest Hurricane Delta. Ever so close to making landfall now along the southern Louisiana coast. As a matter of fact, by the time you watch this, we may have landfall underway. 110 mile per hour maximum sustained winds. We've seen gusts now of around 100 to 105 in some locations along the southern and southwestern coast of Louisiana. The storm is moving off to the north-northeast at around 14 miles per hour. We also have disturbance number 1, has about a 20% chance of developing over the next 5 days or so. We'll keep a close watch on that. So here is the latest track. Actually, this was at 1 o'clock Central on your Friday afternoon. And you can see that we were still about 130 miles south of Cameron, Louisiana at that point. But we're much closer than that now. I mean, the eye is still offshore as of 3:55 p.m. Central Time. But we'll have landfall within the next hour to hour and a half. All right, so one of the things about this storm is that it's going to fall apart pretty quick. By the time it gets up into northeastern Louisiana, we should be down to tropical storm status. That will be around 7 a.m. on Saturday morning. By the time we're up there in northwest Mississippi, we're down to depression status. That would be at 7 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. By the time we hit Memphis, Tennessee, 7 a.m. Sunday morning, we're at depression status. And then we start to go subtropical up there along the Kentucky and Tennessee state line around 7 p.m. on Sunday. Now, been watching live video out of Louisiana. The rainfall down there is just horrendous. And as you well know, there around Lake Charles, there's still a lot of damage from Hurricane Laura. And so areas are getting hit again. I mean, this is taking almost the exact same track as Hurricane Laura did, maybe a little bit further to the east than Laura, but it's still hitting some of the same areas. Not a tremendous amount of weather on the west side of this storm. Most of it is off to the east, and that is fairly typical for landfalling hurricanes. So here's the intensity track. We are at Category 2 now, and that will start to fall off very rapidly. And probably before midnight tonight, or certainly before sunrise tomorrow morning, we're below hurricane category status and down into probably the tropical storm status. Your track guidance still looks pretty good. We just showed that to you at the top of this forecast. Is still very tight. Has been since the conception of this storm. Kudos to the National Hurricane Center. They have nailed Delta. This has been, I don't know if it's been an easy one to forecast because there were a lot of players involved, but they have done a fantastic job. Their forecast hasn't wavered much at all. I think we're going to end up maybe 75 miles further west than the very first track that came out over a week ago. Yeah, that's pretty incredible in today's world. So anyway, when the storm gets up there around Memphis, Tennessee, though, it's going to make its closest approach to East Alabama. That'll be on Saturday afternoon into Sunday morning, and then that's where our best chance for any severe weather would be, though it's not going to be a widespread severe weather event. Certainly, any tropical thunderstorm can go severe at any given time. We'll talk more about that in just a few moments. So here's the Storm Prediction Center convective outlook for your Saturday. You see, we do have a slight risk for severe weather up there around Tuscaloosa, down to around Demopolis in Alabama, and over there in eastern Mississippi as well. Marginal risk covering all of East Alabama, right there along the Alabama-Georgia line. Yeah, maybe the western side of Carroll, Hurd, Troop, down into Harris. You may also be in that marginal risk area, but that line runs pretty good with the state of Alabama and state Georgia line. Now that'll probably get mudged over a little bit to the east as we go throughout the day on Saturday. That slight risk area could get nudged to the east as well. We'll keep a good eye on that as we go throughout the day. So all modes of severe weather will be possible on Saturday. Again, though, it'll be scattered. This is not going to be one of those all-day severe weather events. We may not see any at all, but there certainly will be that possibility. Could see a few small spin-up tornadoes and some damaging straight-line winds of up to around 60 miles per hour. All right, so here's the severe weather graphic from the National Weather Service office in Birmingham. And you see from Auburn up to around Clanton, over to around Tuscaloosa, west and south, there is a slight risk. That's a little higher risk. And then for the rest of East Alabama, including the rest of Lee County, and for northern Coosa, northern and central Tallapoosa, Chambers, Randolph, Clay, Talladega, Cleburne, and Calhoun, we're in a marginal risk for severe weather. That is the lowest level. That's a 1 out of 5. The yellow is a 2 out of 5. Obviously, the higher you go, the greater the risk for severe weather will be. Again, it's going to be afternoon type stuff, maybe into the early evening. Once the heating of the day falls off, then the threat of severe weather will fall off as well. Here's that national map in motion. You can see that L there. That's what's left of Delta, moving right over Memphis, Tennessee, and then up across Nashville, and then up into southern Kentucky by Sunday. And it's going to kind of lift that warm front up with it, and right along that warm front is where the best chance of severe weather will be on Saturday afternoon and into Saturday evening. Again, folks, let me stress, I'm not looking for a major outbreak of severe weather here, but an occasional severe thunderstorm warning and even a tornado warning from time to time will be possible across most all of Alabama, and I would expect that's going to probably hold true for West Georgia and maybe even up into North Georgia as we get into the morning hours on Sunday. So here's the latest Goes East Southern Mississippi Valley satellite shot, and you can see that white stuff popping up right there in the middle of the purple. That's what's left of the eye. I mean, we're already noticing some deterioration of the storm, and the eye has not officially been called just yet on land, though I really think it's in the process of doing it as we speak at 4 o'clock Central on your Friday afternoon. But anyway, it's going to continue to move on off to the northeast, and where you see those bright colored clouds, that's where the heaviest rainfall is taking place, from just east of New Orleans back over to the Texas state line is where the heaviest rainfall is right now. We don't see that much going on over there around New Orleans or southern Mississippi or southern Alabama. We do have some showers up there across East Alabama. And, it's been raining pretty heavy across East Alabama, and those clouds don't even look that significant on the satellite shot. They're light blue. So you can only imagine what this rain looks like down here around the hurricane. I mean, it's 10 times worse than what's going on across East Alabama at this hour. So here is the expected rainfall totals over the next 5 days or so. Obviously, the heaviest rainfall totals are down there in Louisiana and up into Mississippi. Northwest Alabama will get more rain than East Alabama. And we may see more rain up here in the northeast Georgia mountains, too, because of the interaction with the Appalachian chain. But across East Alabama and West Georgia, I think 1 to maybe 1.5 inches of rain will certainly be plausible over the next 5 days, and that includes this entire event with Delta. It's just not going to be a major rain event for East Alabama. At this point, I actually think the small threat of a spin-up tornado is the greatest threat we have moving forward over the weekend, and again, that's Saturday afternoon into early Saturday evening. Here is your fall foliage prediction map. As we head into the weekend, some patchy foliage colors across most of north and central Alabama. You get up into northeast Georgia, we start to see some partial and then near peak up there on the mountain. I went over the mountain day before yesterday, and I can tell you that on top of the mountain ridge across northeast Georgia, we are beginning to see near peak color up there. Not completely. So that will slowly start coming down the mountain. So you got about 2 weeks, I think. Hopefully we don't get another tropical system blow all the leaves off. But provided the weather doesn't hurt us, you got about another 2 weeks to come enjoy the beautiful foliage in the North Georgia mountains and up into the great state of Tennessee, the Great Smokies. Your temperatures expected on your Saturday afternoon. We'll go to 78 in Roanoke. Wadley goes to 78. Wedowee also 78. Woodland 76. Lineville and Ashland both top out at 76. 79 up there in Talladega. 82 down in Tallahassee. And for Saturday down in Auburn, 79 degrees for the ball game there. It's going to be awfully wet over in Oxford for the Alabama game. And they have moved that to 6:30, by the way, on Saturday evening because of what's going to be left of Delta coming awfully close to Oxford, Mississippi. Their theory is the heaviest weather will be well away from what's left of the center of circulation. I think they're probably right about that in this particular case. I know a lot of folks are scratching their heads as to why they moved the game later in the evening with what's left of a hurricane hanging around. But by that time, the heating of the day will be gone, and the heaviest rain will be well to the north and east of the center of circulation. That's their thinking, and I tend to concur with that thought. All right, so let's take a look at your live Doppler radar. This is the Southern Union State Community College live HD radar, and let's first go down here to Louisiana and take a look at our hurricane. Going to bring it out to the last loop and stop it right there just for, come on, cooperate with me. Thank you. There we go. Here's Cameron, Louisiana, and the center of circulation is sitting somewhere right out in here, maybe south, maybe a little southeast of Beaumont, Texas, or just south of Cameron. And you can see how close we are to making landfall. I think within probably by about 4:30 or 4:45 Central, you can mark this one as have made landfall. And it's going to be very close to Cameron, Louisiana. And then it's going to move on off to the northeast to a point between Lafayette and Lake Charles. Then we're going to move on up to the northeast to around Alexandria, or maybe a little bit to the right of Alexandria, as what's left of Delta continues to move off to the northeast. Now let's go look at Alabama. Now, you see how far removed all this stuff is over here in East Alabama from the center of circulation. This is thermal stuff. This is heat of the day, tropical moisture coming in up off the Gulf of Mexico. As soon as the sun goes down, this will go down as well. And then tomorrow, yep, it'll fire back up again. We won't see much of this during the evening. Certainly you could see a passing shower or two this evening, but you won't see this heavy stuff, I don't think. All right, so let's go in tight because we've got a couple of ball games up here. One's up here in Piedmont. I'm sorry, not Piedmont. I have a daughter that's in Piedmont. The Wadley Bulldogs are playing up here in Raglan. And as you can see, we just have scattered showers up here in this part of the state where Wadley's going to be playing tonight. And when you come back down here to Randolph County, we got some heavy rain falling right now, but I think we're going to get this out of the county before we kick off. So let's go over here and take a look at the Futurecast radar, which will show us that. We're going to start this at 6 p.m. this evening, and you see at 6 o'clock we're not showing anything over Randolph County. We are showing a few showers up there around Raglan at 6 p.m., but most of that goes away as the sun goes away. You see, as we go throughout the evening, it's just some scattered light stuff, and it's same thing up here in Raglan, just some scattered light showers from time to time. And then as we get into Saturday morning, the sun comes back up, the thunderstorms fire back up. By noon on Saturday, look at these big thunderstorms rumbling across East Alabama into the afternoon hours. Into Saturday night, we get some showers and thunderstorms there. And then as we head toward midnight into Sunday morning, we start to see it calm down just a little bit, though we still have a few showers around. And then the last real big wave, I think, comes through East Alabama around noon on Sunday. And then after that, I think we're just looking at scattered showers from time to time for the remainder of Saturday. And right now, Monday looks pretty doggone good. So here we go with that weather forecast for Saturday. It'll be windy. Winds could gust as high as 20 miles per hour at times. We have an 80% chance of showers and thunderstorms. We do have a marginal risk for severe weather on Saturday afternoon. That would include the biggest threat of a small spin-up tornado or damaging straight-line winds of around 60 miles per hour. 78 will be your high on Saturday afternoon. We'll drop down to 69 on Saturday night. Or the 70% chance of rain, I think, probably up until around midnight. And then we start to lose those thunderstorms, just shower activity for the remainder of the night. On Sunday, again, it could be gusty and windy, 20-mile-per-hour winds. Chance of rain is 70%. I think the best chance of rain is on Sunday morning up until around early noon. As Delta pulls off to our northeast, it will take the best chance of rain with it. 77 will be your high on Sunday. We could see a marginally severe storm on Sunday morning, but again, it's not going to be a widespread event. 77 your high, down to 66 on Sunday night with a 30% chance of rain. And then on Monday, just a 20% chance of a scattered afternoon thunderstorm for your holiday if you're off on Monday. Same for Tuesday. We'll go back up into the low to mid-80s maybe on Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, a dry front comes through and we'll back off to the upper 70s with overnight lows down into the 50s. But back to sunshiny skies by Wednesday. Here's your extended forecast out there on the 16th. Partly sunny, 81, 74 on the 17th. You know, this is the time of year when we go up and down. It's like a roller coaster ride. By the 18th, it's going to be in the low 70s, and that will continue all the way out through the end of the period. Maybe some afternoon clouds on the 20th and some morning clouds on the 21st. Don't forget to check us out at DrDonWX.com. Go over to the God's Country page and download the Mixler app so you can listen to God's Country anywhere in the whole wide world. Don't forget to go to YouTube and sign up. Subscribe to Dr. Don's weather page on YouTube so that when we go live for severe weather, you're guaranteed to get notified. And if we were to have any severe weather on Saturday, we'll be right here with you, so don't miss that notification. Go to YouTube, subscribe to our channel, and click that little bell so that you get notified when we go live for severe weather. Our partners include Joey Knight at Anchor Roofing, 706-326-2438. Judy Aubrey at Shepherd's Fine Jewelry and Gifts in downtown Roanoke, 334-863-2812. Neil Johnson, Superior Heating and Air Conditioning, 334-646-0331. Mr. Brandon Brown at BR Construction, 334-744-1507. Southern Union State Community College, Wadley, Opelika, and Valley. Becky Rainwater at Remax Lakefront, 256-610-1390. By Auction 431 South, Joey Knight at 256-252-8932. Made in the South, a division of Southeast Soft Wash, 334-863-0084. Mark Mitchell at Bama Diesel Repair in Woodland, 256-201-3685. Jimmy Stevens of Jimmy Stevens Construction, 256-610-1364. And Jamie Dukas, your Alpha Insurance Agent, 256-452-5131. Just recapping one more time, don't expect anything major over Saturday and Sunday. Of course, you have severe weather at your house, it is major. I can't rule that out, but we're not looking for wide coverage severe weather across East Alabama or West Georgia, though we do have a marginal risk. Could see a spin-up tornado or two. Good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise, I'll see you back in here on Saturday. We will go live if conditions warrant, so be looking for that. And again, let me remind you to go to YouTube and subscribe to our channel so that you'll get notified if we go live. Also, head over to paypal.me/Dr. Don WX to support our efforts so we can continue to bring you the severe weather coverage you deserve across East Alabama and West Georgia. I'll see you back in here on Saturday from Dr. Don's weather page. Y'all have a great evening.